I'm Bia Mesquita, 10 times world champion, a black belt under Leticia Ribeiro from Great South Bay. I'm the Lady Gold. I'm really aggressive. I chase the submission all the way until I get it. I'm really happy to be here again and give you guys a great match. I'm expecting her to pull guard. That's what I have seen her doing. And I think it's going to be a really good match for me because I'm playing more top now. So my guarding pass, my wrestling, my pressure, it's being really more aggressive on the top game.
Hi, my name is Elisabeth Clay. I am a black belt under Kishimi Moisino and I train in Arizona. I think if you watch any of my matches, you see I like to play a high guard, a lot of times going off for the omoplata or even the gogoplata, but I also really like guillotines and just anything that basically has a ton of control while you're doing it. She's super aggressive. I like that she pushes the pace. I think it makes for a fun match. She's won basically everything out there.
I don't like to fight the 15 minutes, so you guys can be sure that I'm gonna fight for the submissions before that.
These are kind of the matches that I think as like a kid, like a blue belt and that type of stuff that you dream of.
You guys know like girls fight is always one of the best ones, so I'm sure you're ready to show it again for the fans, and let's get it done.
Let's meet our competitors in the featherweight division with a 15-minute time limit. Wearing the blue, training out of Modesto, California, and representing Aries, Elisabeth Clay.
Liz Clay, one of the most fearsome submission artists in the black belt ranks. A real arm breaker if you give her the chance. And is also equally known for her devastating leg attacks. But she's got her work cut out for her here tonight. And who's number one, Chase?
Yeah, Liz Clay is one of my favorite athletes to watch here at the WNO stage. Very creative grappler, submission attacks from anywhere. See how she handles the Lady Girl and Bia Mesquita. Can't wait.
And her opponent wearing the red, training out of San Diego, California, and representing Gracie Humaytap Bia Mesquita.
As we have heard many times, the Lady Goat, one of the most accomplished female grapplers of all times. This grappler's resume is so impressive, Chase. An ADCC champion, IBJJF World Gi and No Gi champion. And who's number one title holder, although this is not a title match.
Yeah, Bia Mesquita really has done it all. Won at Gi, No Gi, as you said. A fan favorite and one of the all-time greats. Great to have her back here at WNO.
A nice tribute there to the passing of Leandro Lowe, a great jiu-jitsu champion. Beatriz Mesquita channeling Leandro Lowe in her entrance here. In the tail of the tape, as you can see, the age and experience goes to Bia Mesquita, but in all the physical aspects, they are evenly matched. Referee Steve Hodgett get things underway here.
Fight!
Mesquita, man, she looks so focused. After circling the mat and then jumping up and slapping the mat, it's something reminiscent that we used to see Leandro do at the beginning of every single one of his matches. She pointed her finger up to the sky as if to say, this one is for you. And really bringing the intensity very early in the opening 20 seconds of the match. Liz Clay is actually kind of smiling. She's like, all right, that's how you want to play it? Let's go.
Yeah, well, Liz had a great look at the neck there. I think Bia was a little surprised at how effective that guillotine attack was from Liz.
Fight!
And fired back with a little posting on the head, let's say, of her own.
Keep it in the middle.
Liz looking very confident on the feet. You know, usually you would see her pull guard rather quickly in her matches. She seems to be expanding her game and doing it against one of the most well-rounded grapplers here in Bia Mesquita.
Interesting. Oh, there it is. The jumping guard attack there from Liz Clay. I was going to say, interesting that this is probably the most amount of time I think I've ever seen Liz Clay remain on her feet. She's not known for her wrestling. She is a definite guard player. We rarely see her compete from top. When she does, it's usually the result of a sweep or coming out onto the back. She's one of the. We talk about style versus style. This match is a clear style versus style, whereas Beatriz Mesquita is definitely a great all-rounder. That so clear-cut, so obvious is Elisabeth Clay's style, preferring her to fight from the guard. That's what makes it a style versus style match. Trying to pass around the outside and manages to get this kind of half guard position right now. You can see that Clay is desperately trying to hip escape. Mesquita has managed to connect the upper body. She's got the underhook and crossface.
Bia really has such classic timeless technique, right? This has worked for over a decade at the highest levels for her. Goes chest to chest, puts on the pressure, doesn't go backwards. It really is jiu-jitsu at its cleanest. But Liz also has an incredible guard and ability to get back to attacking positions from being nearly passed. Extremely flexible and great at getting in, a half butterfly or something like that. She can really turn around a situation where most athletes cannot.
Stop. Go back to the middle.
Back into the center of the mats here.
Fight.
Restart on the outside. Oh, that's interesting. See, Clay comes back up to her feet. Maybe she'll actually try and jump guard again so that she has that connection again. Because when Bia was able to get to her feet and was able to start going side to side, she was able to sort of bypass Liz's weapons and get into a good passing position. And I think maybe Clay knows, you know what? I need to tie up with her first before I start playing from the guard.
Strong look at a collar tie there from Liz Clay. Little out of range though. But I am enjoying the intensity, right? They're both unafraid to be pushing forward and mixing it up here on the feet.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, this is some of the longest I've ever seen Clay playing from her feet, and there is a wrestling attack there from Mesquita, but I think that Clay actually was like, yeah, you know what, let Mesquita enter, because then that gives her the connection that she wants. And Mesquita was wise in not following her down to the mat. It was wise in, after unbalancing Clay, went back up to her feet, because it seems very clear she wants to do this outside passing.
Yeah. Great job at the arm drag to the double from Bia and having the awareness to pull out and reset. Those are the kind of things that, should this go to decision, really work in her favor, as she did secure the takedown. Even though Liz had a brief glimpse at securing some overhook control or a straight arm bar there, it wasn't enough to really be a serious attack, and Bia racks up another takedown there.
Liz seems content to play patiently from bottom. She came up quickly there, trying to get the clinch, but
if we need more action, I'm going to start penalizing. Okay? Fight.
Oh, we have a little bit of a warning there for no penalty. There are penalties for stalling, but that was instruction from our referee Steve Hodgett telling Beatriz Mesquita she needs to see more action. You can't win a match just by standing on the outside and running around and circling. You need to engage and give that first judge's favor is red for Bia Mesquita. But I would say that's a relatively slim margin.
Yeah, I think a significant sweep or reversal for Liz may be enough to tie things up. But Bia, along with securing a couple takedowns, also is controlling the tempo and pacing of the match, which is another kind of criteria we look at here. Liz has been a little bit more reactive, except for those looks on the neck. And here we have Bia dropping off for an arm.
Armbar attack. Amazing escape there from Liz Clay and coming out And you know what? This is getting a little bit chippy now. We saw kind of a palm to the face, and Liz Clay's corner, Osvaldo Queixinho was out of his seat calling to the referee. He's like, why? What about this palm to the face? This is an intense match. Liz Clay, though, doesn't seem too bothered by the aggressive tactics of Beatriz Mesquita. She's a pro, right?
I mean, she's faced the best of the best, right? It matches with Gabby Garcia, Ana Carolina Vieira, very physical grapplers, and she has not backed down once, right? She's game for the challenge and brought her own, sort of weapons here. As you said, Hal, it's been a very even match so far in the first opening minutes.
Stay low, stay low.
Yeah, if there is an advantage to Mesquita, it is not so distinct. And there was a brief look at an overwrap from Liz Clay, and she immediately jumped to guard, and she has a decent connection to the leg now. She's trying to get the false reap going. Mesquita is scooping her left hand underneath the bottom leg of Clay. That's going to make it very difficult for the leg entry. Good early submission defense here from what is a very powerful attack position. And Mesquita manages to get out.
Yeah, that was a nice look from Liz Clay. Really had to make Bia consider what was going on there. But again, Bia is a little bit hip to the situation, is able to back out to her preferred attacking range here.
But she's not going forward as much. Certainly not as much as she did earlier in the match. She was aggressive in running around outside the guard and trying to make a connection, and she seems hesitant to engage now with Clay. And I think that she's gone forward. There have been counterattacks waiting, and it's almost a little bit of a standoff. This is good, though. Oh, that is good work from Mesquita.
He's on the neck.
There's a DOS choke here. There is a very tight DOS choke in play, straight from the double underpass. Now, Beatriz Mesquita has punched the arm through, and this is a legitimate submission attack.
Bia was so quick once she saw the opening, shot her arm through, made the connection. Now she's trying to break down Liz Clay here to get the finishing control she needs.
Looks like Liz Clay, by turning to her knees, may have removed a little of the pressure from around the neck, but this is definitely an active submission threat. If Beatriz Mesquita was to roll to her right, was to put her head through the gap, dive her right shoulder to the mat, she could have finished it, but she elected to give it up and to disengage. That was tight. You could see the blood flow, you could see the color of Liz Clay's face changing. That was legit.
Yeah, but great work from Clay to get out of the danger here. Reset in a neutral position. But Bia now firmly, you could say, in the lead here in our judges' eyes. Liz, though, game for a challenge. Not afraid of a little chippiness, as we pointed out earlier. But I think she believes she has her work cut out for her. She wants to claw back into the lead.
And they're fighting on their feet now. Every time that they tied up, Clay would pull guard or jump to guard, and I feel like Mesquita is actively avoiding giving Clay those entries.
Strong frame on the face from Bia there, and it does look like Liz is looking for an overwrap and then to jump guard. That seems to be her preferred method. A little dangerous too, potentially, depending on Bia's body positioning.
Oh, there was a nice use of the inside trip in off-balancing Clay. Almost put her down to the mat, but she recovered. This is, of course, a non-title bout at 145 pounds. Beatriz Mesquita is the champion, who's number one champion at 135. He's competing at this higher weight class against Liz Clay, who has actually moved down in weight steadily over the last year or so. We've seen her compete at in the heavier weight classes and going up against some very, very large opponents indeed.
Here we see Bia again, get chest to chest, put the pressure on. Really nice work here. She works to free her knee and finish this pass.
Oh, this is a great fundamental half guard pass here. She's got the hook on the inside of the thigh. If she can free her left leg, she could pass into either the mount or the side control.
Again, look at the pressure, that crossface as well.
Yeah, this is great control here from Mesquita. And I like the way that Liz Clay is trying to kind of scoop her hand in underneath the near side leg. No surprise, of course, judges' favor go to Beatriz Mesquita. But while that crossface is active, it's going to be very difficult to Clay to reach in and to get a leg. with her shoulders flat on the mat. But she manages to get a frame in. And now we see Bia possibly going for a leg attack here.
Not many would elect to enter a leg lock shootout with Liz Clay. Now we see Liz with a great opportunity to fire back here,
50-50.
looking to isolate a heel.
Now, the dangerous thing in 50-50 is when your opponent's legs are crossed and yours are not.
Bia is not fighting the hands. This is not good for Bia Mesquita. This is a great
dangerous.
attack.
Liz Clay has a really solid leg entanglement, and that heel is dangerously exposed from Beatrice Mesquita. She's slipping the heel by turning inside. Early defense, but if Clay could get a decent grip around that lower leg, she could finish this match. But
Bia's turning now. The knee looks like it almost is out, but Bia is not really addressed the hands, which could be somewhat dangerous here if Liz is able to reposition just a little bit. She has a nice bite, and Liz knows what she's doing in this position.
we're not really seeing leg pummeling here going on from Clay. I would think with Clay, with that connection to the leg, that she wouldn't want to give it up. Now she's trying to insert the right foot into the inside Ashigarami, but you can see that Mesquita is kind of stuffing it. She's keeping her grip on the lower leg and pushing it away. I think she may be clear here. The knee seems to be out. She could go straight to the back if Clay lets go of that ankle.
Oh, she's wrapping it again. Bia makes the turn. Liz still has a good bite.
She's going to get the back. She gets out. Now, as good as the entanglement was, I think it's important to note that Mesquita was never really in danger of being submitted at any point throughout that. The intention was there. The submission intention and entry was there, but the attack was not active.
Yeah, it wasn't actually applied, right? She was in the right position. It was a dangerous scenario, but we never really saw full application of the heel. Great work from Bia Mesquita. Definitely playing with fire there, but comes out on top.
Yeah, not many people can hope to enter into that position with Liz Clay and come out of it with their knees intact, but Beatrice Mesquita very comfortably and very calmly managed to survive in a dangerous, precarious position. And they're going to reset here again in the center of the mat. Look at the flexibility of Clay, the way that she holds her own feet. Very difficult to pass a guard as flexible as this, and I think that this stack pass that Mesquita used earlier to go directly into the dart choke attempt has been proven in other matches by other grapplers to be one of the most effective ways to pass Liz Clay's guard. The stack pass is kind of the key here. But running around, she may have locked up a Kimura grip. Oh, Clay's flexibility is safe. To look at the way that she threaded her left foot all the way over the top of Beatrice Mesquita's shoulder.
That's insane.
I wouldn't say she's out of danger, but she could. Could she turn this into something?
Certainly preventing Bia from being where she wants to.
I would say that Bia's positioning is slightly compromised now. As long as she keeps her weight down like this, she's good. But there, you see, Clay used that. Now she's on an outside heel hook. Still the heel not really active or in danger. The leg entanglement is there, but the actual submission attack is not.
Less than a minute now. Liz knows she has one less opportunity for a real exchange here. She's in the right spot. Done a great job of working her way here. You know, it was not by accident.
See, Bia is actually fishing kind of with her left hand to try and catch something. Clay's doing a good job of hiding her own legs, but there is a heel attack.
Liz looking to pull that heel back in.
I'm so impressed with Mesquita's composure in this position here. She's really managed to shut down any attack here from Liz Clay. A noted leg locker, we should add. One last look at an inside heel hook here from Liz Clay, passing it over. But as the clock will run out, oh, on the buzzer, a real A real crank on that knee. I mean, there was a gasp in the arena. Everybody was like, oh my word, but it literally came, the hip extension into the side of the knee came on the buzzer.
Yeah, we knew this would be an extremely competitive match, and man, that was really exciting to watch. Both athletes worked their preferred game. Let's take a look at some of the best moments here from Liz Clay.
Well, as we do, I'm just wondering if that late submission attack had any bearing on the decision that we're about to receive. A full 15 minutes goes to a judge's scorecards, the three mat side judges. How will they perceive that leg attack? Will they give it any weighting over, for example, this very tight Dars choke attempt? The leg entanglements earlier, I would say that I didn't feel that there was a particular threat in those earlier leg entanglements. It was really the very last leg lock exchange that came at the buzzer that was the most significant. But I am impressed with Beatriz Mesquita's ability to calmly defend those positions. And now it's time to go to our announcer for the official decision.
And after 15 minutes, we have a decision, and it is unanimous. Your winner from Gracie Humata, Bia Mesquita.
Beatriz Mesquita remains undefeated here on the Who's Number One mats with a decision win against the very tough Liz Clay. And now, our interviewer, Black Belt World Champion Kendall Rusing, will talk to Beatriz Mesquita.
We are here with the Lady Goat, the one and only Bia Mesquita. Congratulations, Bia. Let's talk a little bit about what is coming up next month. You are the strongest we have ever seen you, and I know you posted on social, you have a little bit of weight to cut around there. What are you looking for coming in as the most athletic Bia we've seen thus far?
I think that's gonna be a little bit harder to make weight, but at the same time, I feel on my best moments, you know, like my strength, my wrestling, my passing, my guard, as everybody knows already. But I feel I'm more complete and my training's been great. And that's just a little bit of the warm-up that is coming in 6 weeks.
Amazing, amazing. And obviously, we are all, you know, the BJJ community is mourning a loss. I wanted to, I know we spoke earlier, talk a little bit about if you want to have any words to say about the passing of Leandro Lowe today.
I mean, today I should be happier because of the winning, but I think we have the biggest loss ever in the BJJ community. It was really hard to compete with this message and see everywhere talking about Lowe. But if there is something I could learn from him of the couple moments we spent together, doesn't matter if it was in back stages of the tournament or going to nightclubs or interview, he always made me laugh. He proved that living the life is worth, you know? So he lived the life as strong as he could every day. And that's something I learned with him and that I won't never forget. And as I could see, everybody posting today, there was no pictures that he didn't have a smile on his face. So that's the Leandro Lowe gonna forever remember. A legend, a samurai, always strong, fighting the hardest he could ever. When we thought he was tired, with that tired face, he was going even harder. Takedowns, passings. So that's what the legacy left for us. And I'm sure today was sad, but it's the celebrating for he being in a better place, rest in peace, and for sure you will forever remind in the deepest of our hearts in the BJJ community and all the fans, his family. It was a big loss, but I'm sure he's in a better place and we will see him soon again. Rest in peace, brother.
Thank you. Congratulations.